Good evening, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Could you please all stand up? That means everyone. And could you please close your eyes? And I want you all to think of a time when you were completely scared. Something that has really made you scared. A fear. It could be fear of rats, spiders, falling down and hurting yourself, being involved in a car crash, plane crash. Something that makes you really afraid. I'd like you to notice your hands. For some of you, your hands may feel slightly damp. Now feel the legs. For some of you, you might feel your legs start to tremble a little bit. And notice the voice. Maybe you're starting to feel a bit tense and the breathing a little bit shallow. Now for your shoulders. Maybe they're starting to feel a bit tight. This is fear. In a minute, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes when I say the word now. When you do, I want you to stretch your hands up to the ceiling, open your eyes, great big smile on your face, turn to the person next to you and say the word wonderful, and then sit down and you will be ready to enjoy the rest of my speech. Ready? Now. Please sit down. Fear is natural, and fear affects us all, particularly when we come up to speak in front of an audience. Tonight I'd like to give you some tips about how we can use fear to become better at public speaking. I'd like to focus on 4 areas. The situation we find ourselves in. It could be the setting, different type of room that you're going to be speaking in, different audience. Then we'll look at your goals. What is it that you are speaking about and why? Then we'll take a look at some rehearsals that you can do, some mental rehearsals, visualizations to improve your speaking. And then finally, some practical exercises to help you relax to deliver the best speech that you possibly can. So the first part is the situation. Here's the situation. You've been asked to give a presentation to your team, some of whom do not like you. They think you're a despicable human being. Yet, you have been challenged to get up and give a presentation to a big audience in a place you've never spoken before, and the legs start to tremble, the hands start to get all sweaty, and you start to be nervous. So here's a tip that you can deal with that type of situation, because I think most of us will find ourselves in that type of situation at some time in our lives. Close your eyes again. And this time I want you to imagine that you are having a cup of tea or a cup of coffee with a very, very good friend or friends. And you're sitting around the table enjoying a lovely coffee, you're feeling really relaxed, and then your friend says to you, well, tell me about this speech that you have to do. Why do you have to do it and where are you doing it? And then you start this little conversation with them and you start to tell them and you walk through step by step what you're planning to do. I call it the coffee conversation. You start to think about, and you can open your eyes now, you start to think now that you are approaching this situation as if you were sitting at the coffee table with your friends. You start to address your audience in a familiar way, conversationally. You talk about you talk about we. And also, you start looking at people in the audience, using your eyes, just to say hello as you pass by, so that they get your message. In this way, I believe, and I do it a lot, it doesn't matter the size of the audience. You can reduce the size of the audience, the situation, to the coffee table, because what you will be focusing on in your mind will be your friends. You'll be having a lovely conversation, and it doesn't matter if that person's there is looking at you with daggers, because you're just smiling about having a lovely coffee, and that's what you'll remember. The mind make the distinction between what's a real event and what's not a real event. As long as you play it in your mind as if it were happening, it will happen. My second point was about the goal. Why have you decided to get up to speak? My boss told me I had to get up to speak. Okay, well, why? Why has the boss asked you to do this? It could be, it's a great way of you showing your leadership skills. And maybe your boss recognises that you need to get out of your comfort zone to stand up and explain to your troops who you are and what you do. One of the things that you need to think about when you are giving a type of speech, why are you speaking to your audience? What's in it for them and what's in it for you? Too often, we focus on the after effects, the consequences of our speech, rather than speaking in the now. What? Focusing on the present moment of giving your message. We think, oh my God, she's going to say I'm horrible. Oh, it was an awful speech, she's going to tell me off. We've all had that feeling. Rather than knowing that I'm speaking here to introduce myself to you because that's what I'm planning to do. I want to show myself as being a nice person, explaining my role to you all. If you can take that message into any speech you give and just live in the present, forget about the future will happen, but focus on now, conversationally, guess what? Egg on the face of the person who doesn't like you, because they wouldn't do it. And that's the thing you have to remember. Will they be up here doing it? Most people would rather go to Timbuktu than come up and speak in front of an audience, and that's the truth. So how about we deal with this in a way of rehearsing what you're doing in your head? I use visualization, I do mental rehearsal all the time. I have been planning this speech for the past 2 weeks as I walk to and from the tube station. It's gone through many iterations, but nevertheless, I have seen myself in this room, even in the other rooms in case we move rooms, but I've seen myself standing in front of the audience delivering a fantastic speech. And I'd like you to try it with me now. I'd like you, again, to close your eyes. And I want you to see yourself delivering a presentation or a speech. You're going to be introduced by either your peer or the Toastmaster. And they're going to say, now I'd like you to put your hands together and welcome Pedro. And in the Toastmasters Club, you'll get a round of applause. At work, well, perhaps they might not do that. But nevertheless, I want you to see yourself sitting there nice and relaxed. And then you stand up and you walk to the front. You stand, you turn around, and you thank the person who has introduced you. And then you look out into the audience and you start to speak. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. Conclusion, finish. Thank the person who introduced you, and you walk calmly back to your seat, sit down, thunderous applause in the Toastmasters Club, pat on the back from people at your work. Open your eyes again, please. If you would do this as you prepare for any speech you do, I guarantee that that speech will immeasurably be better than if you don't do it. And you have fun with yourself. You see yourself swaggering up there a la Tom Cruise. You look at yourself smiling, thinking life is wonderful. I got it in there. And you deliver your speech. You see yourself calm, you see yourself relaxed. If you do all those things, you will give a fantastic speech. It's inevitable. The last area I would like to talk about is relaxation. Now, one thing a lot of people miss out when they're speaking is we inhabit a body. This body speaks. If I'm like this, I'm telling you a message. If I'm hunched over, I'm telling you a message. If I'm like this, I'm telling you another message. The body is speaking and it's powerful. If it is tense, if you are constricted, you're not going to get oxygen into your body. That's going to have an effect on the way you're standing, it's going to have an effect on the way you smile, it's going to have an effect on the voice. So I have a few exercises that I'd like you to participate in. If you'd like to stand up, please. And this is for life, it's not just for speaking, it's to relax yourself so that when you get up, you are giving yourself the best speech possible. First thing, just hands up and just stretch yourself up to the ceiling. And then just down again. Next, start with the feet, work your way up. Just tense your feet and then just relax. Then tense your legs and then relax. Tense your tummy and relax. Shoulders back and relax. Hands out and just circle them around and back and then down. With the head, just slowly bring the head down, round to the right, back to the centre, round to the left, and back to the centre, and then up. And breathing. Now a lot of people go like this, and the stomach protrudes. Try this. Let it come from the back, not from the front. That way you'll keep your posture firm, you will stand better, and you'll find that you will get much more oxygen into the body. When you do come up, please sit down. When you do come up then, you will find you are relaxed. And if you are relaxed and you feel relaxed, then all you have to focus on are the words that are going to come out of your mouth. I see so many people going like this, and they're focusing, you can see that they're focusing on that shoulder, which is slowly getting more, because the nerves are getting there. Or they're focusing on that knee trembling over there, and it's a distraction. It's a distraction to the audience, and it's a distraction for yourself. So to sum up, our purpose is to look at fear. We cannot eradicate it altogether, but we can control it. And we can control it by using the adrenaline that comes from fear to make our speeches better. And the way we do that is preparation. Preparation by knowing where you are going to be speaking. Make it fun. Turn it into a coffee conversation. You're amongst friends, and if you take that image of being amongst friends, guess what? You'll stand in front of your audience, no matter how large they are, and they will think, gosh, this guy's nice, he's talking to us as if we were friends. We've never seen him before. Absolutely fantastic. Then your goal. Know what it is you want to speak about. Why are you doing it? Why have you got to be here? And don't let it be it's because somebody has told you you have to be here. Do it for yourself and think in the now. The future will come, surely. There is another technique which I will talk about in another speech, keep you coming back for more, called paradoxical intent, which is all about speaking in the now, and it's a fascinating subject. Then visualize everything you do. Always see yourself giving the best speech possible in your head first. Play it, turn it into a game. See yourself walking up, see yourself delivering the speech. And every day, look after your bodies. Do some stretching. 5 minutes is all you need, but every day do a little bit of stretching, release the tension in you, and then see yourself standing up here in front of your audience, being nice and relaxed. I am extremely relaxed up here now. It's taken me a long time to learn it, but I've learned it. And I feel calm, relaxed, I can speak here for all day, I can move around, I'm in control of what I'm doing. And you can too. Deliver that wonderful speech, and I'll see you at the next time. Madam.